Today we're ranking every third baseman in Major League Baseball from worst to best. Welcome back to day 4 of the 12 Days of MLB Rankings, a series where I go through every position and rank every player on every team from worst to best for the 12 days leading up to Christmas, where on Christmas I rank the top 50 players in all of Major League Baseball. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that content. Drop a like on the video, and seriously, I appreciate the amazing support you guys have shown already. Even you guys in the comment section who disagree with me, I love it. Keep it going. All right, let's get going into these rankings. Getting us started at number 35, I've got Denzer Guzman of the Los Angeles Angels. I mean, let's be honest, Anthony Rendon's not playing this year, and right now Guzman seems to be the next option. While it was an extremely small sample, only 13 games, and Guzman did struggle, on the bright side, he's 22 years old next season. He's extremely young, probably called up sooner than he ever would have expected, and in the minor leagues, he did put up some good numbers, including a pretty patient eye at the plate, walking 62 times in the minors last year. Because it's hard to project what he's going to do in 2026, I can't really rank him much higher. Right now, he's going to get a start at 35. Next up at number 34, I've got Seattle Mariners projected third baseman at the time of recording, Ben Williamson. Williamson is a glove-first player. He can play multiple positions if needed, but last year spent all his time at third base. 85 games, 1 home run, 13 doubles, 21 RBI, stole 5 bags, hit 253 with a 294 on base, 310 slug for a 604 OPS. OPS plus is 76. In a perfect world, he is one of your utility infielders, but because of the current roster right now, he's the Mariners projected third baseman, which puts him at 34. Coming in at number 33, complete opposite end of the country, we've got the Miami Marlins projected third baseman Connor Norby. After getting traded to Miami from Baltimore in 2024, Norby put up some good numbers with the Marlins in a small sample. Last season, due to injuries, only really played 88 games, 8 home runs, 17 doubles, 34 RBIs, stealing 8 bases. He hit 251 with a 300 on base, 389 slug for an OPS at 689. Defensively, I think he is more of a second baseman than third baseman, but because of the Marlins roster, that's where he ends up right now, because the glove isn't as strong at third base. But Norby has shown signs of being a good hitter, and I do think that with a healthy season, we can expect a better version of him than we saw last year. For the 32nd best third baseman in the league, I've got Max Muncy of the Athletics. Yes, that Max Muncy. Similarly to a lot of the guys on the bottom of this list, rookie season, small sample size, dealt with some injuries. It wasn't a great year for Muncy. 63 games, 9 homers, 7 doubles, 23 RBIs, hitting 214 with a 259 on base, 379 slug for a 638 OPS. That, of course, is a below average OPS plus. Now, Muncy struggled a lot defensively last year, but at third base was only -2 OAA. He has good bat speed. In that ballpark, if you can hit the ball in the air hard, you're going to hit home runs. I'm interested to see what he can do in 2026. And then just missing on the top 30, at number 31, I've got Brady House of the Washington Nationals. House looked good in the field for the Nationals in his 73 games at third base. Put up a 2 OAA, that's good at the position. It's just that at the plate, House really struggled, especially with his plate discipline, swing decisions, and his chase and whiff. House played 73 games, 4 homers, 11 doubles, 29 RBIs. He hit 234 with a 252 on base, 322 slug for an OPS at 574, OPS plus at 62. I like the glove. It looks good at third. He's been a good hitter in the minors. Let's just give him a little more time before we give him a true, honest ranking. But right now, outside the top 30. Getting the top 30 started at number 30, we've got Kyle Karros, the son of Eric Karros. Karros right now seems to be the third baseman in Colorado, and there were some things they did well last year, like defensively, looked great at the position. At the plate, he does walk and he doesn't chase, but the quality of contact does need to improve a bit in order for those numbers to go up, because last year in 43 games, he had 5 extra base hits, 1 home run, 4 doubles, hit 226 with a 308 on base, 227 slug for a 585 OPS, OPS plus at 58. The glove looks good enough, though, to be a good defensive third baseman, so now if we can see that bat come along, I think Karros can really go up these rankings next season. Coming in at number 29, Cincinnati Reds third baseman Ke'Bryan Hayes. Let's just put it plain and simple. He is a lights out fielder, arguably the best third baseman defensively in the entire league, and he can't hit. That's what it is. If he can't hit in Cincinnati, he's not going to hit. 5 home runs last year in 152 games, an OPS at 595. It was better with the Reds, but still 656 OPS with them. He just can't hit. Absolutely dynamite glove. The plays that he makes in the field are unbelievable, and it does still make him a positive value player, but can't really rank that heavy of a glove first guy much higher on my rankings right now. Now on the complete opposite end of the spectrum at number 28, we've got Miguel Vargas, who hit a lot better than he was in the field, because defensively he was one of the worst third basemen in baseball last season with -7 OAA, and at the plate, while he was a league average hitter, we did see a lot of things that we've always liked from Miguel Vargas. Good power, 16 homers, 32 doubles, 60 RBIs, he even stole some bases. While the average was low, he did walk 56 times, about a 10% walk rate, which is good. A 316 on base, 401 slug for a 717 OPS. It's a bat first guy. I don't think third base is really the position for him. I think he's a first baseman at the end of the day, which is why despite being a league average hitter, he finds himself a little lower on the rankings. Back out west to the Arizona Diamondbacks at number 27, I've got Blaze Alexander. Blaze Alexander, big-time utility player, came up last year, got some legitimate playing time down the stretch, and looked okay at times. 74 games, 7 homers, 12 doubles, a triple, and 28 RBIs. He hit .230 with a .323 on base, .383 slug for a .706 OPS plus at 95. He's about a league average glove, a league average hitter, can play multiple positions. That's his value right now. Maybe not an everyday guy, but he's a good baseball player, just needs to cut down the strikeouts a little bit. 30+% K rate with the quality of contact that he made was a little high. Just missing on the top 25 at number 26, I've got Matt Shaw of the Chicago Cubs. Now, it was a tale of two seasons for Shaw. He played a lot better down the stretch than he did early on, but I am a little bit concerned about the hit profile with Matt Shaw. He doesn't hit the ball particularly hard, doesn't make the greatest swing decisions, but he does put the ball in the air, which does help in Wrigley, and pulling the ball to left field, that's going to help him. Overall, it was still a pretty good rookie season, though, for Matt Shaw. 126 games, 13 homers, 21 doubles, 44 RBIs with 17 stolen bases. He hit .226 with a .295 on base, .394 slug for 690 OPS plus at 98. He was a league average hitter, league average fielder in his rookie season. There's room to grow, but still just can't crack the top 25 for me. Getting the top 25 started at number 25, I've got Jared Triolo of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Honestly, didn't expect to have him ranked this high. This is a guy who had been a utility backup infielder for most of his career, but as soon as they traded Ke'Bryan Hayes away, he actually had a great second half of the season. In the second half, Triolo in 52 games, .276 average, .353 on base, .775 OPS. That's really good, and his glove is great at the position. Triolo was a 4 OAA guy. He can play multiple positions. He's a solid baseball player. I'm interested to see what he can do now that the position will be his. Does he keep it up with that bat? Because if he does, he's jumping up this list. Coming in at number 24, I've got Marcelo Meyer of the Boston Red Sox. I love Meyer. Last year, he dealt with injuries, but we did see some of the exciting things in Marcelo Meyer's game that made him a top prospect. The power looks good in Boston. 4 home runs, 8 doubles, and a triple in 44 games. He had an over 400 slug despite having a .228 average and a .272 on base. Like, he wasn't really getting on base much, but when he made contact, it was good quality. And in the field, Meyer looked good at third base as well. So I think that Meyer, if he is the everyday third baseman, which is still yet to be seen, will end up having a pretty solid season and career with the Red Sox. It's just we need to see a little bit more before I can really push him up higher just yet. This feels crazy. At number 23, I've got Nolan Arenado. Wow. Arenado has just completely fallen off. And I might even be a little too nice putting him here at number 23 because last year was so incredibly bad. 107 games, dealt with some injuries, 12 homers, 18 doubles, 52 RBIs. Career worst, .237 average, .289 on base, .377 slug for a .666 OPS. Devil! 87 OPS plus. He is still disgusting at third base. The glove has not fallen off at all. He's elite at the position defensively. But man, at the plate, Arenado is just a shell of himself. So I'm hoping it was just because of the injuries and maybe he gets better, but it's tough to see right now how Nolan Arenado goes back to being kind of a top 23rd baseman in the league. He's gotten older. It happens. Sad to see, though. Still, that glove is great, and that still plays. Ever so slightly, one spot ahead of him at number 22, I've got Ryan McMahon. Simply put, he's still got one of the best gloves at third base in all of baseball, and I think Yankee Stadium will be kinder to him next season than it was in the small 54-game sample this year. Still finished the season with decent counting numbers, 20 homers, 23 doubles, 53 RBIs, a .214 average, .312 on base, .381 slug for a .693 OPS plus at 87. Again, the bat, not really great last year. It's never been above league average in his entire career. I thought Yankee Stadium would help. It hasn't, but the glove is still lights out. So yeah, borderline top 23rd baseman. Just missing on the top 20 at number 21, I've got Caleb Durbin of the Milwaukee Brewers. Great rookie season for Durbin. Finished third in the Rookie of the Year voting. Got hit by the most pitches in the National League. He got hit 24 times. That's crazy. In 136 games, 11 homers, 25 doubles, 53 RBIs with 18 stolen bases. He hit .256 with a .334 on base, .387 slug for a .721 OPS. The glove was league average at the position, which is about all you can ask for if you're Caleb Durbin and the Brewers. And truthfully, he just puts the ball in play a ton. He's a good athlete, doesn't swing and miss, makes contact. That's his big game, and it works for the Brewers and Caleb Durbin. Getting the top 20 start at number 20, I've got Colt Keith of the Detroit Tigers. I think Keith's going to be the third baseman. Seems like that's the plan. And Keith had a much better second season than he he did first year, especially with the bat. While the home run numbers were the same, it was in about 100 less plate appearances. He had more doubles. He hit the ball better. Quality of contact was good. 256 average, 333 on base. That was 20 points higher than it was the previous year. A 413 slug gave him a 746 OPS and an OPS plus at 107. At the position, he wasn't particularly great last year, but because of injury stuff, I expect he's going to be better in 2026. I like Cole Keith. He's a good ball player. He hits the ball well, makes good contact. Interested to see what happens in 2026 for him moving forward. Down a few spots at number 19, I've got Alec Bohm. Now I'm going to say this. Alec Bohm actually had an okay season. Still no power, only 11 home runs and 18 doubles in 120 games, which is down a ton from the previous year. But he actually made strides defensively, which were kind of important for him. Like being only -2 OAA at third base, not the worst from Bohm. And we know what we're getting with him. High average, not a lot of walks, makes a lot of contact, 409 slug, 741 OPS, OPS plus at 102. That's the player Bohm is now. He's a high contact guy. He's not a complete butcher as much as he was at third base in previous years. It's a borderline top 20 guy. I do believe this is the biggest drop in today's video. At number 18, I've got Royce Lewis of the Minnesota Twins. Really disappointing season from Royce Lewis. Played the most games of his career, probably had the worst season of his career thus far at the major league level. I still believe in him, but I gotta see a little bit more because last year wasn't great. All the exciting stuff about him at the plate kind of disappeared. Just wasn't making as good of quality contact as you would hope. He still puts the ball in the air a ton. He still has good bat speed. It just seems like maybe the batted ball luck wasn't going his way. Still on the year, 106 games, 13 homers, 18 doubles, 52 RBIs with 12 stolen bases, 237 average, 283 on base, 388 slug for a 671 OPS, OPS plus at 83. I expect better from him in 2026, so that's why I didn't drop him too far down. But still, it's a bit of a heat check. For the 17th best third baseman in Major League Baseball, I got Josh Young of the Texas Rangers. Oh man, Young, disappointing. 131 games, most he's played in his entire career, but 14 homers, that's not great. 23 doubles, 61 RBIs. He was great defensively at the position, great glove over there, but a sub 300 on base with a sub 400 slug. I had to bump Young down a bit. I still think he can be a very good player. He's only 28 years old. I loved the bat, but I gotta see it. I gotta see the bat wake up. Can't just be this one-dimensional guy with the hope of the bat being good. Right about the halfway point here at number 16, I've got Addison Barger of the Toronto Blue Jays, one of the two third basemen I'm going to rank for them because I just don't really know who's going to play where. Barger last year had a complete breakout in 135 games, 21 homers, 32 doubles, 74 RBIs. Was a bit of a tale of two seasons. The numbers did fall off a little bit at one point, but still good. 243 average, 301 on base, 454 slug for a 756 OPS and an OPS plus at 105. Was obviously an integral part of this Blue Jays American League Championship team. Played good enough defense at third base. Has a cannon of an arm, hits the ball so hard. I like Addison Barger. I think the outfield might be a better position possibly, but even at third base, he's still good. Like I said, round a top 15 guy. Ever so slightly ahead of Addison Barger at number 15, I've got my boy Brett Baty of the New York Mets. Brett Baty low-key had a great season. 3 WAR last year, 130 games, 254 average, 313 on base, 435 slug for a 748 OPS. That's an OPS plus at 111. 18 homers, 50 RBIs, even stole 8 bases. And at the third base position, Baty actually was great. He was top 20 at third base in terms of OAA with 2. Baty's just a good ball player. Hits the ball hard, swings incredibly hard. Would love to see a little more patience from him, but if he's going to mash and play good defense at third, sign me up. That's a top 15 third baseman in the league. One spot ahead of Baty at number 14, I've got the other Blue Jays third baseman, Ernie Clement. Shout out to me. I didn't even realize that Ernie Clement ranked 18th last year. Clement's a good ball player. Great glove, tons of bat to ball, high average guy, and he's clutch. I think Ernie Clement's a good ball player. Last 2 years, you're looking at a guy who's putting up like 8 WAR in 2 seasons. That's kind of crazy. In 2025, I would say it was an even better year than the previous one. 9 home runs, 35 doubles, 50 RBIs. He hit 277 with a 313 on base, 398 slug for a 711 OPS, OPS plus at 95. None of those numbers jump off the page, obviously, but being a league average hitter while also being one of the best gloves at third base in all of baseball, yeah, that's a really good ball player. Huge reason why the Blue Jays were so successful. Next up at number 13, we've got Munetaka Murakami. No idea where he's signing at the time of recording. Maybe you'll know by now. Hard to judge because at third base, he's going to be absolutely terrible. But at the plate, he could be one of the better power hitters in the league. There's obviously some concerns. He's never really seen the velo that you're going to see at the major league level. He has a ton of swing and miss in his game, which is kind of why I ranked him in this spot. I think he's similar-ish to a guy like Max Muncy, Eugenio Suarez in that there's going to be a lot of strikeout, there's going to be a lot of power, probably not a lot of defense. I think those guys are better, which is why they'll be ahead of him, but for Murakami, I think 13's a fair spot. In case you aren't familiar with what he did in Japan, just mega power, hit 56 home runs back in 2022. He dealt with injuries last year, so only played in 69 games. Nice, but not nice because he was hurt. Still had a 10.50 351 OPS, though. So, like, yeah, he mashes. He's a good hitter. 24 home runs in 69 games, kind of crazy. I think this is a fair spot for him. New position coming in at number 12, Carlos Correa of the Houston Astros. One of the two Astros third basemen will be ranked. Correa plays the position well. Defensively was 2 OAA last year in a small sample, and he hit significantly better with the Astros than he did in Minnesota. The 51 games, he put up 6 homers, 10 doubles, 21 RBIs, where he basically did that in Minnesota in almost 100 games. 290 average, 355 on base in Houston, 430 slug for a 785 OPS plus at 117. If this guy can just stay healthy in Houston, I think it's going to be good. I think I might even be underrating him here, but I do want to see that happen before I go crazy. At a new position, I kind of like him at number 12. Just missing out of the top 10, at number 11, I've got Max Muncy, the other one of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, Muncy was hurt again. Seems to kind of be his MO. He's not going to play a full season, it seems like. But man, when he does, he just absolutely crushes the ball. Defensively, he's horrible at third base, but you don't really care when you put up these numbers at the plate. 19 homers, 10 doubles, 67 RBIs in 388 plate appearances is nuts. The average is low at 243, but who cares? His on base was 376, slug 470, OPS at 846 for an OPS plus at 136. You love guys who can play defense, but as long as Max Muncy keeps mashing like he has, he's going to be a borderline top 10 guy for me every single year. Don't care about the glove at that point. Getting the top 10 start at number 10, another masher. It's Eugenio Suarez. Suarez, 1 home run off of 50 last year, 118 RBIs, 28 doubles. Did he have an on-base percentage below 300? Yes. Was he terrible in Seattle down the stretch? For sure, because before that, he was like a 900 OPS guy with the Diamondbacks, but still, even with a sub 300 on base, 526 slug, 824 OPS plus at 126. The glove is so back and forth with Suarez. He has good years, he has horrible years, so I'll just say he's whatever at the position. I don't care. He hits 49 homers, drives in 120. It's a top 10 guy for me. Up 2 spots at number 9, I've got Jordan Westburg of the Baltimore Orioles. Would love to see Westburg similarly have a healthy season because he definitely can hit. Second straight season being a well above league average hitter. 85 games, 17 homers, 10 doubles, 41 RBIs. He hit 265 with a 313 on base, 457 slug for an OPS at 770. Defensively at the position, again, strong there, 2 OAA. He's a complete player. Would love to see him walk a little bit more, but I guess if he's going to be so hyper-focused on contact and hitting home runs like he has, that will play too with that good defense at third. Orioles kind of looking good now with Pete. For the 8th best third baseman in Major League Baseball, I've got the other Houston Astro, Isaac Paredes. Obviously, defensively, not the strongest at the position, -3 OAA last year in 102 games, but in that ballpark, Isaac Paredes is perfect. Pull the ball down the line into the Crawford boxes. He's going to be incredible, and we saw it in 438 plate appearances, 20 homers, 15 doubles. He hit 254 with a 352 on base. That's gross. 458 slug and an 809 OPS for an OPS plus at 123. I'm really interested to see what the Astros do because they got a lot of positions for a lot of guys, and the fact that they have Paredes and Correa on the same team is kind of crazy because they're both really good third basemen. I just slightly like Paredes more, especially in that ballpark, and he's only 27. He's so young. Let's head on out to Kansas City because at number 7, I've got Maikel Garcia of the Royals. Garcia had a major breakout last year, and you can make an argument he would be higher, but it's just that the years prior, his bat was so bad. Last season, though, the elite glove was still there, one of the best defensive third basemen in the entire league, and then at the plate, 160 games, 16 homers, 39 doubles, 5 triples, 74 RBI, stole 29 bags, hit 286 with the 351 on base, 449 slug, 800 OPS plus at 123. It's one of the best seasons in baseball, so I had to throw him up high. Biggest riser of today's video at number 7. Going from 20 to number 7, I think you could make an argument he's a top 5 guy. Just want to see it a little bit longer than one season. Because let's be honest, last year, if he does that again, you're talking about one of the better third basemen in the entire game. And then just missing out on the top 5 at number 6, I've got Austin Riley. Riley had a lot of stuff going on. Injuries and just some off-the-field sadness. I think it affected his play. While it is the second straight year of being down from where he was in the previous seasons, like 2023 and 2022, still think he's a good player, and all the stuff behind the scenes tell us he is. Now, last year in 102 games, 16 homers, 20 doubles, second straight season with under 20 home runs. He hit 260 with a 309 on base, 428 slug, 737 OPS for an OPS plus at 106. It feels foolish for me to drop him any further. He has another bad year, then sure, we can have that conversation, but until then, I do still think Austin Riley is one of the best third basemen in the league, just an off season. Getting the top 5 started at number 5, I've got Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays. When you're 21, 22 years old and you hit 45 home runs, driving 110 RBIs, have an OPS at 846, don't really care what the glove looks like. You're one of the best third basemen in the game. I think everybody would love Junior Caminero on their team, so don't give me the glove argument. And granted, it was terrible, -4 OAA at third, but he hit 45 homers and drove in 110. That's one of the best bats stats in the league, and I think he's just gonna keep getting better. He's so young. He doesn't turn 23 until July of next season. That's crazy. Camanero's a dog. Ray's got a stud right there. Up one spot at number 4, I've got Matt Chapman of the San Francisco Giants. Chapman's still doing his thing, being one of the best fielders at third base in the entire league, and he's still hitting the ball really well. Another great offensive season out in San Francisco. Only played 128 games again due to injury, but 21 homers, 23 doubles, 61 RBIs, stole 9 bags, hit 231, but had a 340 on base, 430 slug for a 770 OPS, and OPS plus at 120. Need I say more? Elite glove, great bat at the plate. That's one of the best third basemen in the league. And doing it in San Francisco, that's very difficult. Shout out Matt Chapman. Same exact spot as last year, something to keep an eye out for. At number 3, I've got Manny Machado of the Padres. Machado was horrendous defensively last year. That's a bit concerning, is it not? Something to keep an eye out for. I don't think he's a bad fielder, but last year he technically graded horribly. 27 homers, 33 doubles, 95 RBIs, 14 stolen bases. He hit 275 with a 335 on base, 460 slug for a 795 OPS, OPS plus at 118. It was basically an identical season to the prior year. If we continue to see this version of Manny Machado, I will bump him down a little bit more, but I feel like the defense was a bit of an outlier. Again, he was -6 OAA. Like, that's crazy. Still think he's a premier third baseman in the league. That's all I'm trying to say. But jumping up 5 spots, at number 2, I've got Alex Bregman. Bregman is just really good. I think we might have undervalued him. He's a complete player at third base. He might not do anything at an elite level, besides like get on base, but he's good in the field. He's a good base runner. He gets on base. He can hit home runs, extra base hit king, drives in runs, everything you'd want out of a good player. And I do think in a position that it's a clear number 1 who's there, I'm fine with putting Bregman at number 2. 114 games last year with the Red Sox, 18 homers, 28 doubles, 62 RBIs, 273 average, 360 on base, 462 slug for an 821 OPS, OPS plus at 128. Just completely changed the Red Sox last season. Hopefully he's back there again for the Sox next year because he's that good of a player. I think he's the second best third baseman in the league. Because, of course, coming in at number 1, the most obvious pick of them all, Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians. This guy's unbelievable. Another top 3 MVP finish for him because that just seems to be Jose Ramirez's MO. 158 games last year, 30 homers, 34 doubles, 3 triples, 85 RBIs, and just casually stole 44 bags. He hit 283 with a 360 on base, 503 slug for an 863 OPS, OPS plus at 137. And the best part of it all is he is one of the most elite defensive third basemen in baseball right now. Finished with 7 OAA last year. J-Ram is unbelievable. Could be the best third baseman of all time when his career is over. This guy's so good. There's no other choice. He's the best third baseman in the league. So there they are, my rankings for every third baseman for the 2026 season. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the rankings coming out, including the top 50 players in baseball on Christmas Day. And follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description. That's where I'll wrap it up. You guys know the drill from here on out. This is a playlist to the 12 days of MLB rankings for this season in case you have missed any of them. And this will be the most recent upload of the 12 days of MLB rankings. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you all on the next one. Day 5, shortstops next. Bye.